Good night, everyone. We'll start episode 3 today in just a moment. Just setting up the YouTube comments and we'll be ready to go. Alright, there we go. Okay. Last night we stopped after we got our forge up and running. And today we're going to be moving into the Age of Iron. I'm looking forward to this for some time. Alright, we're going to have to wait for a little bit of iron to build up so we can make ourselves an anvil, which is required for things like iron arrowheads, which are far superior to stone arrows, so really great about having that. Of course, forged iron for creating our new metal tools, iron pickaxes and iron axes. It'll be a huge upgrade from this stone thing. In fact, we'll just go ahead and scrap that. Don't need it anymore. Scrap you. And we'll scrap these. Alright, we need 200 iron, is it? Yes, 200. We're very close. There we go. Alright, now while that's building, well, you know what? Go ahead and make some forged iron first. So we can make at least a pickaxe so we can gain more iron, because that's not going to last very long. We're also going to need, well, we've got okay amount of water. We're not going to die of thirst anytime soon. What we really need is a nice cooking grill, so we can make better food. That will come after the anvil. Seconds. Good. I forgot about that. It takes 20, not 10. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more iron. But that's okay. We're going to go out and use this pickaxe we're about to make and get plenty of iron. You know what, while we're doing this... we've already upgraded to miscellaneous crafting. Good. Let's see. Nope. Sexual Tyrannosaurus, though. Good. Eventually, we're going to need science so that we can move into the Steel Age. You see here, steelsmithing. It has a lot of requirements. Weaponsmithing 4, toolsmithing 6, and science 3. That's a pretty tall order. Especially if you consider we're only at level 2 of each. And we have no science, so right now it's not needed. We'll wait until we get these two up, and then we'll look at science, because these two are more important. Alright, there we go. anvil's almost ready. We'll need some wood, won't we? Yes, we will. Wait, do we have any wood in here? No. That's alright. There we go. Iron pickaxe. That'll take a while to create. And it's getting a little bit late in the day. We should be able to make our anvil now. There we go. I took the last of our iron. We had just enough to do what we needed. Couldn't have planned it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do... Well, perhaps not yet. Still 2 minutes left till that pick is done. My mouse, come here. Sorry about that, probably made you all dizzy. Anvil's almost done. It's good, we can start making some... iron arrowheads. Although I may be forced to make another pickaxe or another stone axe to get some wood. But that's just how it is sometimes. Shouldn't have scrapped it when I did. And there we go. Anvil. Alright. Head out here. We just need a bit of wood. There we go, that'll be done as soon as that is. Apologize for that noise in the background. There's just some kind of truck going through. Seven seconds. Almost there. There we are. Go ahead and break some rocks. We'll need that to make more tools, of course. But we have officially advanced into the Iron Age. Now we just need to make the rest of the tools we'll need. Shovel, an axe, and eventually, hopefully if I find a recipe, I can make a hunting knife. It'll help skinning deers. For now, the shiv will have to do. And I'm out of stamina. Let's see, 45 iron. That's not bad. We should take that back to the house. Oh, so I can figure out where the house is. There we go. Finish this off. Okay. Chop this tree down for some wood. Oh, we're out of stamina, of course. I'm not thirsty. I have to forget my mouse doing that every now and again. I'm not on the even surface, so when I let go of it, it sometimes slides. I'm still trying to get myself reoriented after a house fire, so I'm still working on getting a proper desk, but we make do with what we got. I'm starting to freeze. That's interesting. We should be fine for it now. I'm going to die out here. Plus we have warm clothes in the house, so we'll be fine. And we're out of stamina again. The pimps with their temperature system, as you can see in the left lower corner, says I have 39 Fahrenheit. That's not the air temperature around me. That's actually my body temperature, which of course, we all know that if your actual body temperature was that low, you would be long dead. So, it's never been very realistic. And take a look here. Yes, the system says it feels like it's 35 degrees. Well, they changed it so we can't see the actual temperature anymore. So this is what you think it feels like, which means you're freezing. To be completely honest, if your body was that cold, you'd probably already be beginning to freeze. Almost. Very close. Alright, go inside. Let's see here, we should have a hoodie. Yeah, there we go. Wear that. That'll keep us warm. And plus we have the fire from the forge, which will also help warm us. Oh, all of our clay is gone. Into the forge. We can go ahead and start making some iron arrowheads. Let's say we'll make 60. That'll be a good start. Good, nice round number. And we're going to need 40. Oh. Oh, we don't have enough, do we? No, we do not. We don't even have enough for a single tool. But we'll wait. We need a fire axe so we can cut trees down more efficiently, too. One more. There we go. We can speed that up a bit by putting the iron in separate blocks. Okay, now we can go ahead and make our arrows. Iron arrows. There we go. You know what? Let's make a new bow too. This one's getting kind of raggedy. Let's scrap that. Get our wood back. As you've seen outside, we're in no way struggling for plant fibers. They're everywhere. Can't cut the stuff down fast enough. While we wait for that, take advantage of the last bit of daylight and try to get some more rocks. Well, specifically iron. Oh, I was already hitting on this one once. Of course, I'm also getting potassium and coal, which is good for many different things, most notably gunpowder. With that and the supply of brass I have, and a little bit of lead, I could make bullets if I wanted to. Just don't have anything to shoot them with, so I'm not going to be too worried about that. I hope they haven't seen me. Oh, thank goodness that horde did not see me. That would have been bad. You see him there, walking. The bow's done. Get a better look at him. See him there. Whew. That'd have been rough to kill before nightfall. Go ahead and load our iron arrows in. We gotta get back to the house now. We don't want another horde to come through and threaten us. Look at them all. Whew. I think they didn't come through while it was nighttime. They would have definitely saw me then. That's done. We're gonna put the there we go. Now we'll have an iron fire axe. Really fortunate that zombie made enough noise for me to hear. I think that would have been the end of our little play. Oh, there's a mouse again. Okay, let's make enough iron here to make our shovel. While I won't need it very often, it would be good to have it. And I should make a few extra iron, forged iron, just to repair my tools that I have. And it is once again nighttime. So we will have to sit here. It's not quite night yet, but it's getting there. We'll sneak out and get a bit more iron. I'm feeling dangerous. And there's nighttime. No point in pressing luck any further. Alright. Get that in there. We have brass too, so we should go and get that in the forge while we're thinking of it. Go ahead. Put that there. Ooh. Silly mistake. There we go. You know, for now I've thought about it, and I think I'll hold this forged iron for now and not make a shovel until I actually need it. I may need a new pickaxe or something else before that. And as you see, it takes a while to make this, so if I need to do it on the fly, I have quite a while to wait. We'll go ahead and convert this brass into bullets. Well, bullet casings anyway. No reason to go ahead and do that, or no reason not to do so, because, well, there's nothing else it makes. Now we might even go ahead, find what lead we have, which we don't have a lot, but you'd be surprised that 75 lead we've got make quite a few bullet tips. No, I don't think I can do bullet tips yet. Let's look at it. Yes, I can. Okay. press this in, and there it is. Split that in half and increase its rate. Let's go ahead and build. They increase the result. Okay. These used to be made with just fabric, oil, and metal strips, but of course now they need forged iron, oil, cloth, and duct tape. Duct tape for everything. Beginning to get warm again. Good. Good. Take off the hoodie. It'll start cooling down very quick now. There, now we have a nice cooking fire. Make a cooking grill too. The only thing we're missing is a beaker, which I think we can make. I think they spot it that way. There we go, 75 bullet casings and 37 bullet tips. Can't really use them right now, but okay, put them away. We have our cooking grill now. And you know what, just for the giggles of it, go ahead and good point. If you have a chemistry station, there are a lot of recipes that are more efficient using the chemistry station than they are just creating them by hand. As you see, creating them without the chemistry station is 2 for each lump of coal and nitrate powder. But if you have a chemistry station, you can reduce that in half, which means you get more yield. But for right now, being I don't really need gunpowder, and I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, this will be fine. If I wanted to, which I could do just to demonstrate, I have the materials. Let me see. Here it is, meat stew. Ah, see, it takes 5 of each. No, we don't have the tools for that. Not yet. However, that reminds me. I am going to need a hoe. A gardening hoe of the variety. We got plenty of zombie strippers running around out there. Don't need more of them. The hoe will allow us to make a garden, which we really will need. So we're going to take our corn and our potatoes, and we're going to go ahead and turn those into seeds. Honestly, the way you make potatoes into seeds, we really should be getting more than 5 potatoes out of it. But I guess they decided that we shouldn't get more than 1 per item. So there you go. Alright. Of course, you can also make vegetable stew if you have mushrooms. We're going to need some more. What does it take to make a candle? Tallow? Plant fibers. Do I have any fat? Oh, yes, I do. Excellent. We can make a bit of tallow. And make some candles. Give this place a bit more light. Not that it's bad dark, but I just want more light. Is that all the fat I have? Yes. I don't tend to pick it up a lot. That's a point. Never run more than 1 fire, be that a forge or a campfire. If you run a forge and a campfire together, or 2 campfires or 2 forges, you increase the likelihood of a zombie spawn of, I believe they call them witches, which maybe not, I can't remember. It's been a while. But they scream and they will summon a large horde of zombies that are targeting you. So they can also summon zombie bears. We would rather not have that happen. So always make sure at the beginning of the game, when you can't really handle that, don't have 2 fires running at the same time. Keep it to 1 and you'll be fine. There we go. Turn off that. Now we can resume the forge, which really at the moment, there is no reason to run the forge. There's nothing in it. Just burning wood at this point. I'll make my candles. Once this hoe is done and the other things here are done, we'll have 3 candles. And there goes my mouse again. Grilled meat. What is my hunger like? Yeah, I could take a piece of food. Take 2 of these. Gonna make some grilled meat. Of course, charred meat does give you more food. However, it also heavily dehydrates you. And it's just not as good. I prefer to save my meat for stew when I have the chance. There we go. There we go. And our seeds are forming. We got our garden hoe. tomorrow morning, we begin our farm, which 3.5 hours away from now, so we've got lots of time. Of course, I could make bacon and eggs, but no. But at the very least, at least we have nice amounts of cure here. We have an antibiotic, and we have a jar of honey, so if I ever get infected, I'll have a nice buffer. I don't have to worry about dying to the zombie virus. Then again, I have never done so, so I don't know what happens. Do you respawn like you usually would? Or is it literally game over? Maybe I'll test that at the end of the playthrough when the game's had its done and I've done everything I can. I'll find out. A good way to end the episode. This is the only bad thing about 7 Days to Die and live streaming. The nighttime is always long, it's boring. You know, I don't have zombies banging off my walls. I wouldn't have defenses to stop them anyway. And I would hate to bring up the debug menu to speed it up because, well, it takes away from the play. Because you never know what's going to happen during the night. You may die. You may be hit by a wave of zombies. It feels like it would cheapen it a bit. Though, if you wouldn't mind me doing that, so we don't have to sit here for the 4 hours every night, let me know in the comments, and then if everyone says that they're okay with that, then for now on I can go ahead and fast forward through the night using the debug menu. Okay, last night we stopped after we got our forge up and running, and today sorry about that, you probably heard that. But if you didn't, then alright. I was checking the health of the stream to make sure we weren't having any problems. Alright, let's put up these 2 candles. Technically, well, too low. There we go, I have an extra one. Put it over here then. There we go. You 2 are a little low. There we go, now they're on the same line. Just need one more for that wall. Now it's nice and lit in here. Not bright, but not dark. Later, once I get fully situated and I'm not wearing toilet paper for armor, as you see, I I mean, I don't even have barely have any clothes on. Of course, I'm doing better than I was. I at least have a pair of denim pants and running shoes and an actual t-shirt. But cloth wrap and duct tape does not make armor. And I would prefer to have something more than a wooden bow before taking on feral zombies. I'd prefer to have perhaps a pistol or a hunting rifle. Optimally, I'd like to have a sniper rifle. But unless I get, like, hit the lottery, I'm not going to find one of those right now. Not that I'd be able to make bullets for it, but, you know, it'd be nice to have around just in case I needed it. Getting cold again. Alright. And nighttime usually does get a little cold. Which should be fine now. Wearing a hoodie. If I have to, I can turn on one of the campfires or the forge. Well, it takes 16. I'm not gonna make the 2 I need then. Because tomorrow I am actually going to need to dig so I can make a flat area for our farm. That will be helpful. And there we go, spinning again. Sorry about that. I could have swore I heard a zombie. Must be paranoid. Well, now it seems my hoodie's not enough to keep me warm. What is the temperature? 43 and dropping. Okay, I'm going to end up freezing at this rate. Do I have anything else I can wear? No. But I know what's causing it. Yes, it's the hat. That should start rising now. No, it's still dropping. It must be very cold. Well, you know what? Maybe I have enough. Nah, I need 20 leather. I don't think I have 20 extra. No, just 4. That's not gonna work. Leather poncho is really good for keeping you dry and warm. But that's not gonna work right now. So I believe the hood gives a little bit of insulation. So it might be enough to tip the balance and keep me from freezing to death tonight. Almost done. There we go. I have a shovel. Don't need that anymore. Hey, why can I make 200 level plant fibers? That's interesting. There we go. Heat's rising now. We'll survive. That is interesting. Why am I able to make that? It's perhaps miscellaneous? Is it crafting quality 300 though? 200, yes. That's why. I might be better off making some more clothing then. We'll take a look at that. The clock gloves are definitely better. Better than denim. Shoes are better. Of course, right now I need to be wearing this because of the cold temperatures. I'm gonna make a new plant fiber hat. Scrap that. Scrap that. Okay, that's slightly better than the old one. Good. Now we stabilize at 41 degrees. Boy, I tell you, that'd be pretty damn cold. Put some fuel in the fire and get my temperature up. Should be rising now, yeah, considerably. I believe that the fire has a set amount that it rises your temperature, but it doesn't seem to tell us anymore. Nah. It's going up much slower now. Ah, wait. See? Core temperature increased by 43% for being near a fire. So it has a set amount. We're almost level 9. Go ahead and put these away. Once morning comes, it should start warming up very quickly. Wait. I made that mistake, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I did make a mistake, but not the one I thought I did. To recreate that, I ended up scrapping it. There we go. What's our temperature at? 53 and rising. Good. 1 hour and 5 minutes till morning. It might be warming up a little bit, but we'll be good now. 55 minutes. Oh, how slow it is. Make bulletproof blocks now. Interesting. Interesting. And as you see, there are certain things that you need to find a book for. The things with the symbol of a book means you must find the book somewhere out in the world and read it before you can create that item. Some of them have the school hat, meaning that to be able to make this, you have to earn the prerequisites by spending points. Half an hour. As you can see, it's really starting to get light out. I think it's daytime and close enough that by the time I'd find a zombie, it won't be able to chase me down. Our stamina regenerate. Oh wait, mining tool's good. Now, I've leveled up. But for now, that's not important. Right now, I need to make some sort of farm. Let's see, we should be able to make a decent one right here. Not too much trouble. Nothing super fancy right now, considering we just need ground to grow some vegetables on. There we go, should be good enough. What happened there? I accidentally injured the ground. That's quite tragic. I'm going to have to destroy that bird's nest. I will. be enough. One more row. Alright. Now the potatoes. Always best to keep them separated from the other crops, because they sometimes like to interfere with each other and vanish, and with as few potatoes as we have, I'd rather avoid that as much as possible. Corn, on the other hand, doesn't seem to care how you plant it. It doesn't care if it's right next to each other or what have you. It'll even grow in normal grass, but it won't yield. It'll just yield one. It won't yield the maximum like it will in a tilled piece of land like this. So we now have a small garden. That'll take a while to grow, but while that's doing its thing, we can go out and start collecting more wood. Plenty of trees out here to exploit. And don't worry, we're not clear cutting the forest, because we also get seeds, which we can use to replant the forest should we run out of trees. Which does happen sometimes. I think you hear a zombie. What was wrong? I don't see anything moving. Sorry about that, I was distracted a little bit. Right. Go ahead and cut down a few more trees. Oh, I gotta let my stamina recover, of course. Even, as you notice, even with the Sexual Tyrannosaurus, 2 levels, swinging these axes and these pickaxes still really sucks the stamina out of you. And it still takes a long time for it to regenerate, too. It doesn't really start to kick in until about level 3, maybe 4, you really start to notice it. Of course, as your level in mining tools increases and your miner 69 level increases, that also decreases your stress per swing. So, let's see. You're still far off from level 10. Yeah, so we need level 10 mining tools. You know, we can go ahead and just buy one, and then buy that. That's well worth it. And of course, if you wanted level 3 of this, we need level 20 athletics. Right now our athletics is 15, so we need 5 levels of that. I don't have enough to just spend in there. So we'll just have to run around and swing things, and nope. Wrong finger position. Pressed the Q key instead of the W key. Threw my axe away. Down goes another. What's in here? Yeah, just a tin can, unfortunately. Although, a tip, if you find a container, tree stump, garbage can, cooler, anything that has loot in it, even if it has trash in it, it's always a good idea to throw it out and leave the container empty. Because if you don't, it'll never respawn. So you'll have to actually go to each one, pull what's in it out, and then it'll respawn. So best you just do it while you're there and just save yourself the trouble. And you won't have to worry about it again. Also, be careful cutting trees down on steep inclines like this. Sometimes the tree will slip forwards and the top of it will come backwards. And it'll fall back onto you really fast, and if you don't move out of the way, you will die. Trees aren't as deadly as they used to be, but they can still kill. Back when the new trees were implanted in the game, the ones that fall over like this, they killed many people because they were so unpredictable, and, well, if you were even standing in the wrong position, you could die from it. So they fixed that, thankfully. Squish. Oh, you have another zombie on the hill. Look at the other guy sliding down the hill. And if we time this right, we could drop this right on his head. Nah, he's moving too far. Darn. It missed. Oh, and when you're on a steep incline like this, if you run, you will move fast. So be careful, because if there's even a small dip anywhere along the way, your character can literally fly through the air and slam into the ground, and you'll break your legs. And breaking your legs is always a bad idea. Makes it hard to run. We're going to need metal when we get home, so we might as well pick some of these rocks up while we're here. Well, specifically while my pick lasts. It's not going to last much longer. Maybe I'll get 2 more rocks out of it, and that'll be the end of it. Gotta let my stamina regenerate or I'm wasting durability. Stamina again. And the pick has been destroyed. So we'll go ahead, replace that with this, and finish. Let's see. We have 103 iron. It's not very much, but we still have to let our stamina regenerate. While actual mining, digging a hole, finding raw minerals in the ground, is more efficient due to it giving pure, iron or whatever you happen to be mining. It's also very difficult to find at times. You could dig 4 or 5 shafts before you find iron, or you may find caves full of lead and coal, or lead and potassium, and while potassium and coal are great, lead is what iron is what you're really needing. And sometimes it can be rather difficult. But these rocks on the surface, they guarantee some iron, some lead, some coal, and some potassium, so you're always going to get something from these, so they're usually the best to just start out on. Besides, later if you decide that you're going to make concrete or cobblestone, all the stone you're gathering from this is going to be a huge help. 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. Let that stamina regenerate a bit. Always try to leave yourself with a little bit of stamina, above 15, because if you drain your stamina completely, you can't run until it regenerates to at least 15. And if you're out in the wilderness mining like this, and a zombie sneaks up on you and you have to run, you're going to be in a pretty bad position if you can't even move, because you let yourself drain. What are you celebrating? Okay. Well, maybe she has something nice on her. Nurses can. Painkillers. Oh, another zombie. More painkillers. Boy, everybody in this area has been... Whoa. Everybody in this area is hopped up on Vicodin. Oh, I took his arm off. If I could take the other arm off, he won't be able to crawl. Nah, waste of arrows. Just kill him. Come on now. But yes, if you're careful, you can literally chop off every limb of a zombie, leave him just a torso with no limbs, legs, arms, anything. And he'll lay there and snap his teeth at you, essentially. And he can't really do a whole lot about it. I've seen it done. Kind of sadistic, really. Okay, we'll head back home. We have plenty of iron now. We'll be able to repair our tools a bit. Maybe grab some wood on the way since there's trees here. Looks like there's a tree trunk over there I might want to check out. Might have already checked it out, but you never know. Let's see, anything good? Nope, I already checked it. Well, that's alright. You never know. Robbing myself of stamina doing that. Home sweet home. There's a wolf outside. Wolves are not something you want to tangle with. They are deadly. They're faster than the dogs used to be. They hit harder. You know what? I just noticed I've been wearing that. I've been wearing that hoodie. I haven't overheated. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, that's why. It's actually cold outside. Must be winter. Or at least fall and getting cold. So that explains that. Usually if you wear something heavy like a hoodie, and you run around and you swing hammer, or you swing your picks and everything, you get really overheated. The fact that I haven't means that it's very cold. Our little plants are doing well. Look at them. Our little potato plants. That will divide. Multiply. It'll be 4, then 8, then 16, 32, 64, etc. Same with the corn, it will actually triple each time. Potatoes only double. Unless, of course, you use fertilizer. Then you can get, I believe, 3 out of each one. Fertilizer's not easy to come by, though, so... I am going to need some of this clay, because the forge is running low. And there you can see, oh, well, I fixed it. The voxels in 7 Days to Die used to be square. Much like Minecraft. It looked a lot like Minecraft. And everything was blocks. And, you know, quite organized, of course. But then they eventually changed to the more, how to say it? Geometrically shaped voxels. They were more like diamonds, in a way. But they weren't as advanced as the ones we have now. Now we have rhombus type, I believe, which allows you to have very smooth flowing surfaces like, you know, these hills and mountains and valleys. But the new one they used do have their glitches, and in my opinion are a little inferior to the older version. They may produce a more smooth contour and a more, quote, lifelike background, but they cut better. You could cut holes into the ground and into the mountainsides that were much more uniform. These ones are much harder to make uniform. You have to make a much larger hole to make a circle. That should be plenty now. Yeah, that's plenty of clay. I'm going to put that in. Notice that iron's already absorbed. We'll need to make some forged iron. Might as well make two new tools just in case. Because eventually I will level up again, and I'll have a better tool that I can create. Oh, wait, I am level 10. I didn't even realize I leveled again. Oh, there we go. We can go ahead and level weapons and toolsmithing. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, we can make... Oh, don't want to forget that, do we? Miscellaneous crafting. Now, crafting quality 400, we can make much better cloth fabric items. I should say plant fiber items. Cloth, I believe, has its own armor. But I could be wrong. Yeah, clothing and armor. This is for receiving less damage, so... Yeah, armor crafting... Yeah. What I might want to get next is the workbench, so I can actually create a workbench that'll let me do more advanced things. You know what, can I? I need a workbench. And I need mechanical parts for that, so I would need a workbench to make mechanical parts, so... Kind of a catch-52. Yep, it's a catch. You need one thing to make another, but you can't make the things you need to make the other thing because you need the things that you need to make. Round and around we go. It would seem I'm hungry. I'll eat the yucca. I'd rather keep what little meat I have for stew. One more should do. There we go. That'll keep us going for a while. What? That's interesting. Must need... I have... My mistake, I'm sorry. I didn't pick up the forged iron. Ah, there we go. I can actually make a new iron pickaxe too, of course. A much higher level one. But we'll use it for what we got, and then we'll scrap it. Get some of the metal back on it. As you can see, the new Miner 69 I took has really increased the speed of mining. That's much more efficient than before. So you can imagine how much better it'll be when I get that new pick at 150. Or it's 125. Can't remember. Under stamina rebuild. We got a minute and 30 left on that. What is the temperature like? It's going down again. Interesting. This area has some very strange weather. Up and down, up and down. I never had to wear a white hoodie for so long. Unless I was in a, a snow biome. Oh, stamina. Stamina, stamina. Of course, the lower your stamina goes, the less you mine as well. So it's best to try to keep it as high as possible. Not only does it increase your efficiency and makes breaking blocks like these stones less tedious, it also helps you avoid wasting durability on your valuable tools. Because the more hits it takes, and less you get, of course, the less efficient you are, but also the more damage you're taking to your pick. And now I have the newer pick. Very good. We'll keep that as a backup for now. No point in salvaging something it's got that much durability on it. It can still be used. Mining tools went up. Good. Oh, in case you have been wondering, the game has a very peculiar leveling system. In some ways. Of course, as you kill zombies, you gain experience, as you would expect. It used to be that if you created items, you gained experience per item. Well, they've completely removed that. Now, to gain a level, or I should say, to gain a bit of experience, you have to level a skill up. Which skills being like these. Specifically like mining tools. Every time you level this up to 15, to 16, to 17, you get a little burst of experience. The higher the level, when you start getting up towards 50s, 60s, and 70s, you get more and more experience. Some of these are easier to level than others. And that's how now you can level up your character. And of course, every level you get more points. The most efficient way of leveling is, as always, to go out and kill zombies. So if you're very comfortable with zombies and you can kill them efficiently and quickly, then that's a good way to level up. People in multiplayer servers and survival servers have a tendency of creating zombie traps. These are specialized buildings or pits or just many designs, there are just as many as you can imagine, that lure zombies in, trap them, and then you're free to kill them at your leisure, which allows them to gain thousands and thousands of zombie kills, which means more levels, more points, higher level character. Personally, I don't like doing that. I like to go out and find my zombies and shoot them in the face. Personally, I don't need a box to lure them into. But to each their own. However, I do see a building on the other side of the river. Have I been there? Let's see. Have I been there? No, I have not been there. I may check that out. Who knows what it is? More than likely, it's just a POI. Point of interest. Point of interest tend to be randomly generated buildings or towns or things like that zombies will tend to spawn in and or around. Specifically, now that they've inserted the sleeper system, houses of any kind could have zombies laying around that you don't see or are hidden, and they appear or wake up when you walk in the room, and if you're not careful, they can wake up without you noticing and they get free hits in. And if there's enough of them and it's a small enough room, they can literally be your death. Because if you ran through 3 rooms not paying attention, you've just woken up 3 rooms full of zombies who are all now between you and the exit. So, it's always a good idea to be careful. Sorry for that. I had to mute the mic. Anyway, we're back on track. As I was saying, you could end up basically trapping yourself in the back room of a house with 15 zombies between. Excuse me. Again, I apologize for that. A little bit of an interruption, but we're all back together here. Okay, now, we've got our forge filled up. It's going to go ahead and create things we need while we're gone. Go ahead and create 2 more of these while I'm here. Get myself an even 20. We're going to empty out our inventory, and we're going to go across the river and see what's on that house. There we go. Go ahead and keep the flashlight. They come in handy. What am I doing? Keep the food, of course. Now, we might want to keep that. It might get hot. Don't need that. We need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Oh, maybe we do. I'll get a full stack. We don't need that. Don't need that. We don't need those. Don't need that. Don't need that. We don't need the plant fibers, not really. Not anymore. The stones, we don't really need them anymore. Go ahead and switch that out. We won't need that for a while. Scrap that. We don't need it. Okay, put the flashlight down here in case we need it. Alright, take a full stack of feathers in case we need to make it. That leaves a point. I should make, you know what, that'll be good. Make some arrows before we leave, just in case we need them. What time is it? Oh, it's only 10 in the morning. We got plenty of time to explore the other side of that river. A good way to quickly level up your weapon skill is to create some arrowheads, I'm sorry, collect them, and then create the arrows in the background while you're also in the forge creating the iron arrowheads. It helps you increase your weapon skills a little bit faster. We'll have more than enough arrows for going over there now. Almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Complete. Alright, make the rest of those, and we're off. I have water, I have food. Oh, as you see now, suddenly I'm getting hot. That could have been because of the... Yeah, that was definitely because of the forge. I was getting overheated. But just to make sure, we'll go ahead and wear that. And we'll wear that. That'll drop our temperature very fast, especially since we're jumping in water. To move faster in water, there's a certain angle you hold your mouse, just about like that, and you hold jump button down while you run. I don't know why it speeds you up, but it does. If you don't do this and you just swim straight across the water, it will take you forever. Seems we have another forest. Look like plains from up on the hill, but it's quite clearly a forest. Almost out of stamina, but we're there. There we are. We made landfall. What a triumphant victory. Alright, now it's this house I saw should be this direction. Because it was quite a distance off the shore, I think. Check this out. Nothing. Outside. Yeah, 140 arrows. That's more than I've had for a long while. Wait, there's the house. I see it now. There's just more than one. Of course, that could be possible, but I think that's probably it. Oh, we're in the wasteland now. A small piece of wasteland. You have to be careful in the wasteland. There can be things on the ground that catch you on fire. But this one doesn't look like a burnt forest, it just looks like a wasteland. So, there might be anything in there. But there will be carrion bats. Vultures flying overhead, so you gotta be careful of them. They have a very high chance of causing infection and bleeding. Much more than the zombies, I find. Pipe. Useful for making another forge, should I need one. Just a lonely little shack of a house. It's got a car. Hopefully there's something good in it. Like a wrench, that'd be nice. No. Just an air filter. Oh, locked door. Darn, if only I had a fire axe. Hello, zombie. You know what? That went through his leg. Now, I know you guys saw that. If you hit zombies in the legs now, often enough, they will eventually stumble and fall to their knees. There you go. Now he's pretty much helpless. And that's a good way to, if you have a club and you can't aim for the head, you can knock the legs out. It's a good way to get rid of them. Okay, oh, hello. Make an impossible shot after missing shots that should have been really easy. Alright. I'm running out of water. I'm gonna have to drink some. Aloe vera seed. That's very good. Means I might be able to make some aloe vera at home. We're drinking a couple. There we go. Let's see. Stew? Stew? No. Darn. Ah, well. More glass jars are good. You can make glass jars if you have sand. But at the moment, I haven't bothered picking any up. Oh, there is a desert nearby, so it's not like I don't have any. Is that a mirror? Oh, it's a medicine cabinet. An awful strange place to put a medicine cabinet, in my opinion. Alright. It's a very simple house. Just a simple log cabin. What happened there? Why did I... Oh, my touchpad was on. Excuse me. Sometimes I forget to turn it off. Well, let's see. Looks like it might be a zombie standing over there. The game used to have almost literally no boundaries to it. Much like Minecraft, there wasn't a whole lot of boundary. You could go for very, 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 very far out before you found anything that was considered the edge of the world. But now, even with the randomly generated world, the fun pimps have changed the game and made the world a large circle. So, if you ever make it to the edge of the world and you exit that circle, which you are able to do, you will find that everything outside of it is radioactive, and you will die almost instantly. However, there are also some spots inside the circle that have been known to be radioactive as well. So if you're not careful and you hear your Geiger counter start clicking, well, you hear the clicking of a Geiger counter, and you cross that line, you likely will die. And the horrible part of that is, if you die... What is stopping me? Excuse me. If you die in an irradiated zone, all your things drops in the irradiated zone, making it literally impossible to even claim it. So it's gone for good. very few places will do that. Sometimes there will be a game glitch and your bag that's left behind when you die actually doesn't spawn. Or ends up being destroyed, especially if you end up dying to something like an explosive. There are landmines in a game, and your things could be destroyed. So if you see a landmine, always be cautious. The places you need to be careful of landmines are usually military installations or survival camps. It's like a small city that's obviously made by a bunch of survivors, but is now abandoned. They will have mines in sensitive areas where they're keeping supplies. So you do want to be careful. You might not even see them because you're not used to looking down when you walk, and you'll step right on them. It's happened to me more than once, embarrassingly enough. Oh, a little tiny graveyard, huh? Somebody's been digging into graves. Oh, would you look at that? You can also dig the graves up and look for hidden treasure. Let's do that. Let's desecrate some dead bodies, huh? There's another one. This is a mad mole. Yep, mad mole grave. I hear a zombie, I think. Where? Let's see one. Yeah, somebody has been here digging up graves for... Of course, you could argue that they were already dead and the person inside the coffin dug themselves out because they were actually zombies, but I don't think so. Another coffin. Paint. Barry's paint. Really. Fishing weights. They need to make these more realistic. Oh, another mad mole. See, I mean, how many times can mad mole die? In case you don't know, Mad Mole is actually one of the head developers, I suppose, or just one of the head guys of the Fun Pimps. So, not much of an Easter egg, but ooh, look at that iron chest armor schematic. Now that is nice. I'll be able to make some iron armor now, at least for my chest. But hey, that's better than nothing. That'll stop some blows from getting through. Alright, scrap. Turned out to be a very fruitful exploration. And I'm not even close to being ready to go home. That's another thing. If you ever see bookshelves, always make sure you check them. Okay. Here's one of the voxel glitches that I was talking about. How things can just float, or pieces of the ground can be suspended in the air. What was that? There must be landmines somewhere out here. Oh, right, I'm hungry. You won't die of hunger right away. You can actually stay at 0 for quite some time. But the longer... I see a dog. That's bad. The longer you stay at 0 food, the higher chance it is that you will lose a wellness point. Same with thirst. Well, I'm gonna have to kill it, because if that thing decides to turn and maul me... Oh, I missed. There we go. Oh, he's confused. Whew! Oh, thank goodness. Free leather, so hey, you can't complain about that. Seems to be the guy who died earlier in the explosion, which is weird because there shouldn't have been anything out here to explode. Maybe there was just a random landmine. No. Look at how he's walking. Jeez. Yeah, that's what you get. Oh, look at that steel shovel. Well, that'll come in handy if I ever need a really good digging tool, but not very much durability on that. And I can't repair it because I can't make steel, so once it's done, it's done. But that means I can keep it, even though at that point that I'm able to make steel, I'm going to be able to make tools way better than that. So, use it till it's broke, scrap it, be done with it. And that's the best thing to do. Oh, my mouse. Let's see, what else do we have out here other than a bunch of bird's nests? Jeez, lots of bird's nests. Wow. Usually don't see that many all in one area. Let's take a look around this. Is there anything out here other than just nothingness? Well, now that I think about it, these would be great for... Yeah, that's a lot of iron. Good place to get some. Especially if you need scrap iron for upgrading walls and doors. Oh, a headlight. That's useful. I need to find a car battery, and I can make a spotlight. Let's see here. Oh. A level 300 stone axe and a spring. Springs are good. Springs should be used indoors. The higher end, very heavy vault doors use those. That's a landmine. There are landmines laying out here. Oh, wow. I think it's a landmine. Oh. That's strange. It's not showing up. Well, curiosity killed the cat and all that. I'm not going to step on it to find out. I will shoot it again. That was a landmine. That should have exploded. Strange. Look, free iron is free iron. A crawler. Yes, sadly, I think if that had been a functioning landmine, I would be dead already because I think I partially stepped on it. Oh, grown. Oil. It's not so bad. I could break this for the metal, but I'm not sure how much I'd actually get. I'm getting gasoline. I mean, need gasoline right now, but what you should really disassemble these with is a wrench. It gives you more than just scrap metal. But if you need a quick supply of gas and you have no other way of getting it, and you have a pick, well, there you go, you got gas. Not a lot of it, but some. Time to eat something again. I haven't really found any. Well, there's some sand. As I was saying, I haven't really found any canned food lately, which would help. I wonder if this ground underneath us is sand. Oh, that's strange. I wonder where the sand came from. Maybe here? No, that's dirt. Huh. Maybe it's part of the ground. Yeah. It's like gravel almost. I'll grab some of the sand. Make some glass jars. You can never have too many glass jars. That'll make a couple. How much of this do I have? 9? That's not bad. That'll certainly give me quite a bit of iron for the forge. I'm gonna be able to make myself some chest armor, which will help significantly. More trash. No, not that lucky not to find another book. Ooh. There are landmines here. I'm lucky to have survived that. Another landmine. Thank goodness those are really poorly made landmines, otherwise that would have been the end of me. Wow. Yeah, those are landmines. Ooh, okay, I think it's time to go home now. Before I stomp on another landmine. Or find another dog. I'm gonna have to wait until I heal a bit in case I hit another landmine without seeing it. Okay. On our way home to try to make sure we don't step on another one of those. I was unbelievably lucky to have survived that. You do not tend to survive landmines. Just a walk. That is another landmine. Wow. Whoa, there's another landmine there. Who in the world dropped all these? Jeez. I never knew that they had landmines in these areas. I mean, I've been through these areas plenty of times and never saw them. It must be something they added. Now I know. Yeah, lots of iron here. Very easy to collect, but it's a death trap. These landmines are so tiny. Was starving. Alright. Back towards home. Don't step on a landmine. Don't. I've never been this paranoid before. back home. Lick our wounds. What is that? Yummy cat food. Oh dear. Yeah, hat. Oh, yeah, that's right. My hat's better. Oh, a pig. You know what? I got full health. I think I could take him. Gotta be a headshot. First shot must be a headshot. Get the best out of it. There we go. Oh, you turned your head. Where'd you go? What the? Oh, there you are. You sure can see me. At the moment, I cannot. But there he is. Yeah, boy, you're being an ornery thing, aren't you? Oh, wow, one hit. I have to make some room. Yeah, I don't need that right now. So. I don't need that. Okay. Now I know. One shot to the head. One shot to the head of the boar with a sneak is enough to kill them. So that's a good thing to know. When they first introduced the pigs, one almost killed me because I couldn't shoot it in the head. They had a glitch that took away the hitbox for the pig's head. So if you shot at its face, it would just pass right through. Look at that, my corn's growing up. It's almost ready to be picked. And my potatoes have grown. nice amount of iron. Okay. Time to put all this stuff away. Hide. Actually, I could plant that. Let's see. There we go. Wow, look at that plant. And yeah, I got plenty of clay now. Just put some sand in. We can make some glass. Oh, specifically glass short. We can keep a supply of water on hand. Alright, so for today, in this episode, we have found quite a bit of useful stuff. Now, let's see here. Iron, yeah, the iron chest, it needs that workbench. So, I've leveled up. Workbench. This requires mining tools 20. We're almost there. Alright, I think for the workbench, it's not going to be easy. We're going to need mechanical parts, 20 of those. We're going to need a wrench. I may be best if I make a wrench. Then I can get the mechanical parts I need. I have the mechanical parts, but I don't have the steel. That's... yeah. I'm very far off from making steel. Yeah, 6 toolsmithing, 4 weapon, and 3 science, and I'm only, what, level 3? Yeah, that requires 20, 30, 40. I have to be level 40 before I can even get that high. That's... it's gonna be a while. Because as it stands, I am only level 12. Unless, of course, I find or buy a wrench. Which would probably be the best bet. To buy one. Not sure what I can sell. I can sell that. I can sell that. If you want some. Grab those while I'm here. What else? What else? What else? Let's sell the bullets. Yes. You might buy those. I doubt he'll buy that. I really doubt it. No, yeah, yucca seeds. I should try to plant that too later. We do have the trader nearby, do we not? That's the trader right there, isn't it? Yeah. Make a waypoint. distance away. Yeah, I think I can get there before nightfall. Then I could be stuck trying to run back during nightfall too. He may buy wood. The only question is, how much will he buy? We'll just have to find out. If he even has a wrench to sell. Even a very low-level wrench will help greatly because I can take it and disassemble things like stoves and fridges, grocery carts for more mechanical parts, which I will need. This tree might do funny things when it falls. Well, let's see what it does. There it goes. Yep, that's that backward sliding I talked about. Where the top comes back towards you and the bottom slides away. Good way to die. Must be a crawler. Oh, there he is. I can only hope he'll buy a lot of wood at a decent price so that I can make enough money. I don't know, he might buy that. I don't think he does, but his desires change. Alright, we'll go to the trader now. That's enough wood, I think. Okay. Is it raining? It must be raining. I'm out of stamina. Ow. Yeah, my skill and armor's gone up. That's a way to get your armor skill up too. Just run yourself into cactuses all day. Just make sure you have an ability to heal yourself. An abundant one that you can easily replace. You don't want to go wasting your healing items. So not exactly. What's that? Weird. Must have been a moving shadow. too far now. Should be right over this hill here. Yep, there it is. Alright, it's coming to a stop now. Whoop, whoop. Almost broke my legs. Now that I think about it, I really should take advantage of this fertilized garden he has here. If I can, I don't know. I think they changed it so you can't even plant in here, so that might be... Is that functioning? Forge.
Put away your weapon unless you'd like to die in my store.
Alright, guy, let's hope you have a wrench. So a claw hammer. Wrench, wrench, wrench. No, he has everything. Oh dear. Yep, he has the claw hammer, but no wrench. Restock on day 4.
You're getting on my nerves, friend.
Yep, he'll restock tomorrow. That's a bit of a pain, but oh well. Alright, let's see what he's selling. Hey, that works. I was going to use it for anything anyway. Hey. Doesn't want dirt. Oh wow, my temperature's really low. Well, that was...
Man, I treat you that good and you don't even fucking tip me.
Oh dear, that's bad. I sold my hoodie.
Oh, let me guess, you need to buy something.
I will. Nope. Yeah, he'll buy those, but... Oh, those are very valuable. Good. How much? Yeah, could sell that off too. Good, my barter skill's going up. He'll buy the iron too, I'm sure. And the water bottles. I could sell off those. Yeah. What's not worth selling? Flashlights. He'll buy those in a heartbeat. You know, I could sell him that and just make a new one back home. Okay. I need to make a new one anyway. Why not? Barter level's going up. It's the only reason I'd sell these to get the barter level up. I could sell these too.
Shit, man. I treat you that good and you don't even fucking tip me.
Yeah, my prices, everything's going down. Yeah, he wants to sell a single dollar bill. And he bought off me for $1. He'll sell it back to me for 19. Or is he selling all 19? No. And he'll gladly buy my hooded or sell my hooded sweatshirt back to me. Oh dear. Yes, forged steel. That's only 96 each. How much do I need for a wrench?
Some days I don't even know why I open the doors.
I need 12 forged steel to make a wrench. Wow.
Okay, fucker. You respect the shop rules, and we'll get along just fine.
That won't work anyway. Well, guess I'll just come back tomorrow, and we'll find out what he's selling then. Maybe he'll have a wrench then. Or we'll find one in the meantime. Who knows?
Oh, some days I don't even know why I open the doors.
Alright, we'll head back home, and I think we'll call that for the night. And end this episode there. I have to remake my tools and my arrows. That's not a big deal, though. So plenty of feathers left at home in my inventory. Nope. Getting hungry. Better eat something before I run out of food. We'll take advantage of that. I end up freezing to death before I get home. Ouch. Oh, you've got to be kidding. And I have no arrows left. Wow, you're not going to catch me in that water, guy. So, have fun. Well, how did he get into the water here? freezing. Thanks. There we go, we're home. Just avoided freezing to death. Put that back in there. Alright, I think we'll call that quits for tonight. We did what we set out to do. Not much more to do for the night. So, I'm going to have to say goodnight to everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll have the next episode probably tomorrow night around the same time. Thanks for watching.